up, beautiful people? In this video, we'll be sharing our first impressions about landing in Johannesburg, South Africa. Let's go! What's up, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Don't Keep Up With the Joneses. 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 Boom! All right, great people, we are here. And we are also excited about it, right? And so, first impressions about landing in Johannesburg, I'll say for me is that I was first thinking, this is surreal. Oh my gosh, we made it. Look at the kids. What about you?
I think my first thoughts were just like, I was so excited that we finally made it here. It's been such a journey.
Yeah.
And the excitement as well that the kids were with us. And I would say lastly, for lack of better terms, weight.
Yeah.
Of realizing we are super changing our kids' lives forever.
Very true.
So yeah, those are probably like the three things.
Yeah, no, I dig that. And so even in my feeling surreal, so we can alternate, right? So me feeling surreal was largely because it's like, wait, I'm in South Africa, but am I really, right? Because we're on the plane. I'm just thinking like, wow, on the plane after that long flight, like jet lag largely because you know we came over multiple time zones and now we're 6 hours ahead of where we came from in a whole nother day because we left Wednesday night, arrived Thursday evening, right, or nighttime even as well.
We left Wednesday afternoon, technically.
You're right, because we started in Tampa.
Yes.
Right, we started, you're right. And so starting in Tampa, landing in Atlanta, spending time with my family or my parents.
That was so great. That was such a great bonus.
It was.
I'm really glad that
happened.
I thought of that.
Respect. Shout out to you. And Ricky had a lot of good time with his grandpa, which he loves also dearly. And of course, Rain and my mother as well. And she brought snacks, which were very, very helpful. Very, very, very helpful. But we'll get to that. And you're right. And then from Atlanta on to Johannesburg. And so surreal just because it's like we're here in the midst of all of the tiredness and all of that, but are we really here, right? So that was like the surreal moment for me. And I must say, even to this day, I'm feeling, do I live here, right? But that's another video for another day. So just the surreal overall thought of, oh my gosh, we actually moved.
Yeah, I mean, and I know it's, every time people kept asking me, how do you feel? I was like excited. And then the emotion just continued even once we got here because I just know this is where God told us to be. And so it's just the faithfulness of God. I don't know if you guys checked out the video when we first got our passports or our visas, but I cried, and I don't just be crying.
That is true.
But I cried, and people were like, oh my gosh, like what, why? And I cried because, again, it was just the faithfulness of God for me, because Ricky and I have been talking about moving for months, literally since last September, October. So last September is when he first told me he felt like God said we should move here. October is when we finally came for the first time ever to Johannesburg to even visit. Either of us had ever stepped foot in the city before. And so that was the first time that we came. And so for it to be almost a year later that we're actually here and receiving the visas, it was like, oh my gosh, you heard from God. I know Ricky can hear from God, so I wasn't debating that, but it was just like, wow, we really did hear from God. And the way that things aligned and came into place for us to be able to make this move, like it only could have been the hand of God that made that happen. And so I was just overwhelmed and continue to be overwhelmed every day that I wake up and look out of our window. I'm like, God really did this. Like this is really happening. And so then just too really encouraged, because so many people that are watching our journey that have faith journeys of their own and are thinking, should I follow? Should I do? What should happen next? And hopefully our journey continues to inspire them to do whatever God is telling them to do,
Yeah.
and realize He's going to be faithful. So there's just so many overarching moments, things, thoughts that I'm having.
Yeah.
My kids are in another country. Oh, when they first heard somebody speaking in another language, they assumed it was Spanish.
Right, and it makes sense because of where they came from. We were living in Tampa, Florida, amongst a lot of Spanish-speaking people. Even at our home, we had Spanish people on our left and our right. And when they went to school in the beginning, it was all Spanish-speaking people. They were pretty much probably a handful of others who spoke predominantly English, and so they had to pick up on Spanish. And so the thought was, if it wasn't English, it was Spanish.
Right, and so they heard people speaking in what I would guess was either isiZulu or Afrikaans, and they are. Ricky's like, "What is that?" Ray's like, "They're speaking Spanish," and so like and he's like, "Oh, okay," and so they're going back and forth like this, and then they hear people speaking in English, but they have the accent, and so Ray's like, "Oh, I'm gonna practice my African," and she's like doing some type of accent. I said, Rain, no, that's not how that works. Like, no, please don't do that. That's offensive. And so, but I love the moment just because we're getting an opportunity to teach our children so early on about other cultures and experiences, and how to respect other cultures and value and honor other people and their languages. And so that was really exciting moment for me, as awkward as it was. Thankfully, only we could hear her. But I was like, man, this is such a great opportunity to give her a more global perspective.
True, which leads to my excitement, right? Because in being excited, it's like, to your last point, it gives us a global perspective of life, and even I'll get to the kids' point. However, just being excited about now what it means to be can I call myself a citizen of Johannesburg? Okay, no, not a citizen. A resident, yes. A resident or partaker of life in Johannesburg, South Africa. I wanted to elevate it over that a participant of life in Johannesburg, South Africa. I'm so excited in that respect, because in visiting, we have the opportunity to meet people, to see culture, to hear music, and to eat the food. But now to be able to be here each and every day, we get to live it out each and every day. And so, I've been picking up some music, right? There's like Johannesburg inspired music. I don't know how to say it. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. And so I've been listening to it, right? And it has a nice vibe, a nice groove to it. And that's been fun. But then even excited to get the food. I know when we came before, the Indian cuisine was impeccable. So shouts out to that. I'm excited for that. The kids to get some naan bread and all of that. But then even excited for them to start school, to be in school, to be amongst others of Johannesburg and other South Africans, right? And other international kids, because they're kids from other places as well. Right. But even to that point of the global perspective, them getting it as well. We travel globally, so we have an understanding of it, but not living in it. And so now we get to live in a global perspective, and having a global perspective. And now it's fun. It's fun. Who we're going to meet, who we're going to get to see, who we're going to get to talk to. And I'm excited, right? So even as we go to different malls and restaurants, I'm always mindful of who's around, because I'm always willing to talk, right? So I say that to say, if you see us out and about, feel free to talk to us, right? I might even pull up the camera and we're going to talk into the camera together, and we're just going to have fun. And y'all going to see videos of those things as well. So that leads to my excitement, right? That's why I'm excited.
Yes, we're definitely, I would say, friendly people. So we want to be able to say hi and
take a picture, right? Video. I like videos, clearly, right? And so I may want to do that. I may not walk around with a smile, so you may not think, oh, Ricky, he's not happy, he's not smiling. No, because I'm just chilling, right? But to your point, we're friendly people.
Yes, and I'm glad you said that, because definitely me. I get so focused on if I'm walking to a certain space or whatever I'm doing when I'm out and about and keeping up with the kids and those things. So if you try to get my attention and I don't hear you, I promise I am not ignoring you.
Yes.
That is, I promise I am not ignoring you. So yeah, just, a little more Chrystle, or whatever. I'll turn what who is it? What's that? But yeah, whatever it is you need. I feel like one of the things that we know we want to do here is love people well.
Yep.
So we want to give hugs. We want to say hi. If you got a prayer request, hey, I'll pray right in the middle of anywhere. I don't care. So yeah, we're here for the moment. And it's really exciting. When I told Ricky before we got here, I feel like it's gonna really hit me that we live here when we take the kids to school on Monday.
Yeah.
And that's when it happened. We were taking them to school, and then we left. We went to go to the mall to pick up some things.
Yeah.
We're riding up the escalator, and I was like, I can't just go home. I live here now. And I was like, so that was
It hasn't hit me yet.
Yeah, it hit me then.
Moment.
That was a moment. Rain, amazed by the malls.
Yes.
She's like, this mall is so big. And yeah, we didn't even walk half of it.
No.
And she was like, this mall is so big.
Because they were so focused. They were focused on getting to the play area, getting to the toy store.
Yes.
So we couldn't even allow for them to enjoy all that it had to offer. However, what she did get to see, she was amazed and in awe.
Right.
And rightfully so, right? The South African malls are impeccable, unlike any other. And which leads to my last point about being excited for the kids, largely because, they're here. One, they're here. Two, they get to experience something that they never have experienced before. And just allowing them to see the world from another perspective, right? Now they get to see the world from the perspective of South Africa, specifically Johannesburg. And that's just amazing to me because, I didn't get that experience.
Right.
But then two, they get to do it while they're still young. They're still able to learn and grasp new things and fully engulf themselves into the culture and things like that. But then even for them to be in awe of the little things, right? Well, really not the little things. That's a huge thing. I was in awe of the mall as well.
Right.
So,
all of this.
Correct. And so just even to watch life through their perspective is something that I'm excited about. Ricky was excited as soon as he got out of the plane. One, he was excited to be done. Okay, like once the plane landed and he was like, you take out your seatbelt. We're in South Africa. And I'm looking at him thinking, do you really know what that means? But at the same time, he's yelling and excited.
From the moment we were even descending, he's like, we're in South Africa. That's South Africa down there. Like he's looking out the window, he's level 10. Level
10, loving it.
I'm going to school.
That's right. The boy is excited about school. He loves structure, right? And so he knows life is about school, church, family. And that's all he knows, right? And toys on him. But anyway, with that being said, it's just fun. It's fun watching them, to see them mature, to see them grow. I'm excited to see how the culture within Johannesburg allows for them to develop. And, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So, that was my first impression. And even as we left the airport in the, it wasn't a taxi, but in the van that picked us up. The car service that picked us up, just to hear them in the back row, because it was like 3 rows, the kids and Chrystle, row full of bags, because we had over 15, almost 20 bags. And then it was myself and a gentleman that was driving us, right? Me on the left side, because the driver sits on the right. And I could hear them in the back just oohing and ahhing and like, whoa, and just, Johannesburg is so big, and oh my goodness, look at this, look at that. And that was just fruitful in itself, just to hear them taking in Johannesburg, just, on the ride home. And so that first impression was amazing, and I think it will be something I'll never forget, and something that I'm looking forward to as we travel around the world, but more than anything, as we allow for them to get new experiences here in Johannesburg, which obviously we're going to bring you all a learning journey as well. And so, even with that being said, Chrystle has her TikTok popping, sharing our ins and outs of our daily adventures and things like that. You want to talk about that?
Yeah,
talk about
I
that
do.
In Johnson, Jersey.
Yes, Josie, yes. Yep. So I do TikTok and Instagram. I'll post videos, just little short mini vlogs. So if you ever want to see some of the stuff we're doing in real time, that's a great place to go to check it out. And then we'll give you more details on the back end of things here on the YouTube channel or our Facebook page. So that's a great place to do that. But you'll get to see stuff in more real time, day to day, ripping and running.
Because life happens daily. daily, right? So the TikTok and the Facebook links will be down in the description. Make sure y'all tap in and share it with all the people that you know will want to see such content as that. And yeah, I mean, those were my 3 points of first impressions. Did you have anything else, my dear?
No, I think that's it. Just, again, excited.
Yeah, yeah. The excitement is real. The Joneses are here. We are here. We are here, and we are excited about being here and all that here has to offer.
Yeah, I forgot. You told me to mention it, and I literally forgot.
It's okay.
But our hashtag is Jones in Josie.
Okay.
So literally, if you go on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, you want to make sure you're pulling up all of our stuff. Just type in the hashtag Jones and Josie, and we should pop up, and you'll be able to see us, what we're doing. What's going on?
I'm glad you said that. I have to start hashtagging my post.
Yeah.
All right, great people. So we love you all. We appreciate you all. We're excited for all that is to come, and we're excited to bring you all along the way. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.